To test how this eyeball creature hunts, the researchers locked it in a room alone with a sheep. Even though it looks tiny and might not even have a brain, it has an extremely high intelligence. It first evaluates the threat level of its prey, then waits for the perfect moment to strike. In the sheep's screams, it only takes a few seconds, and the eyeball creature has already entered its body, replacing its original eyeball. Visually, it looks almost exactly the same as before. Although the sheep's body is already dead, the eyeball creature acts as its new brain and controls it to get back on its feet. The researchers had installed a tracker on the sheep beforehand. From the waveform image, it's hard to tell what kind of creature this is anymore. But it still needs to eat, drink, and relieve itself. Lenny usually takes care of the feeding. Even though these alien creatures vary, their dietary needs aren't too hard to solve. The eyeball creature is parasitic inside the sheep, and its food is the host itself. Just feed the sheep grass, and that's enough to feed the parasite. But the xenomorphs are more complicated. They're usually the last to be fed, because their food is hard to obtain and hard to farm. Regular xenomorphs don't have a reproductive system. They can only hatch by parasitizing a facehugger inside a human body. The lab's task is to remove the xenomorph eggs from the facehugger, but this operation is extremely dangerous. Even in the embryo stage, the facehugger's eggs are still deadly, so the researchers install pipes on the eggs. If the xenomorph shows any signs of escaping, the pipes will immediately suck it up. The facehugger's eggshell is incredibly tough. The researchers struggled for a while before cutting a hole in it, but the inner wall of the eggshell is soft. A small cut reveals the embryo inside, but it seems to sense the danger. The larva inside begins to twitch nervously and emits an inaudible subsonic wave, calling for help from its kind. As the researcher continues with the scalpel, other eggs also sense the danger. Fortunately, the researcher isn't a regular human, but a biomechanically enhanced cyborg, able to quickly handle these dangers. Finally, after cutting through the remaining membrane, a facehugger's baby hatched. To calm it down, the researcher used a stun gun. The next steps were easy. The facehugger's abdominal tissue is very soft. A light cut reveals the xenomorph egg inside. This egg looks like a bug, but in water it looks like a fish. The researcher transferred it to another lab, where there were humanoid lung tissues. The xenomorph egg, sensing the smell of prey, quickly burrows into the tissue. After a day of nourishment, it rapidly grows into a xenomorph juvenile. At first glance, it looks like a snake, but a closer look reveals it already has the early form of a xenomorph. Wendy, as a synthetic human, has already learned the xenomorph's language by mimicking their subsonic waves. After a brief exchange, both sides have let their guard down. A few hours later, the xenomorph's arms and legs are fully grown, and its aggression has greatly increased. But the tricky part is that the xenomorph grows at an extremely fast rate. Within hours, it's already nearing adulthood, and entered a more dangerous stage.